Spring break is over and it's time for What's Up. So many stories have gotten people talking, and we're dedicating almost the entire show to what's hot to talk about. From the newest presidential candidate to Ashley Judd being harassed online. Plus, a blast from the past is making a return to What's Up. Caroline Clay is stopping by as special guest co-host, and she's talking about her upcoming performance in the MSU Theater Department production of Cabaret. All this and much more coming up on What's Up with Chad Hedrick, Leanza Peroni, Austin Burke, and Ricky Nelson. What's Up starts right now.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to What's Up. Look who's back!
Caroline!
No, my name is not Caroline now.
Oh.
My name is Helga today.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, Helga. You all need to refer to me as Helga for today only.
Okay.
As a promotion for the new show that I'm in. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's
She's
called...
in a show. She's in a show.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Caroline's in a show. What?
I'm in a show. It's called Cabaret. Get your tickets now. It is Tuesday, the 31st through Saturday, April 4th. I hope to see you all there.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Everybody
a
go.
promotion.
Okay.
Caroline,
Take a big job.
Helga, ladies and gentlemen, Helga, Caroline.
Helga.
Okay, Helga. You know, since Caroline isn't here, tell us what has Caroline been doing since she departed from our fantastic cast at the end of
Caroline
the season?
has been so busy. She's got so much going on, but it's okay because Caroline has had six job offers.
That's exciting.
Wow.
In the last 2 weeks, and I have accepted 2. This summer, I will be performing in Northern Kentucky at Kincaid Regional Theater in The Addams Family. Ba-na-na-na. Yeah, okay, you all know that one. And then after that, I'm moving to Fort Myers, Florida, to perform with Florida Repertory Company, and I'm very excited about that. Yes.
It's actually close to where I just came back from.
Ooh, tell me all about your spring break.
Spring break was
Spring
awesome.
break.
I
A
was
bunch of
with my grandma Jerry down in Venice, Florida, which it was very exciting. I think we're seeing some pictures of. I went kayaking.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
That was terrifying at first. I almost tipped over, but that was fun. Just a lot of sun. It was like 80 degrees every day.
Every day.
Not
Did you
a cloud
burn?
in the sky. No, I did not burn.
Did you tan?
I tanned.
Can we see your tan? You take off the shirt.
Oh, it's getting
Well,
steamy.
no.
Oh.
But
That
no,
was
it
a
was good. It was a good getaway.
Good.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, what did
Yeah.
you do?
I went all over Tennessee with my boyfriend Ryan and his family. We went to Nashville.
Hi, Ryan.
And then we went to Murfreesboro. And then we went to Dyersburg, where he actually lives. And then Memphis for a work thing that I had. And then I crossed over the Mississippi because I wanted to see it and went to Missouri for like 5 minutes. But
Fun.
Wow.
So I got
So
to
did
go all
you
over the
realize
place.
that Mississippi is just a thing of water? You could have just gone to Eagle Lake and
I mean, but it's the Mississippi. You had to see
mighty
it.
Mississippi. It is a.
She
You
has
haven't
a
lived until.
I know. And seeing
seen
one of those
Mississippi.
barges that carry like the goods down, it is huge. I've never seen one.
Clearly, she's never been to Ashland. Like that's every day for the
That's
three of
all
us.
you see.
I've never seen it. So it was cool to travel.
Helga, what
Yeah.
did you do?
No, we talked too much about me. I want to hear about this one.
Oh,
Tell us about your spring break.
special deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting into this. It's fun. Like Leanza, we were supposed to go to Tennessee, but we couldn't because my dad ended up having to work that entire weekend, which was fantastic. I went.
Poor Dad.
I went to Pikeville and saw some of my old buddies. We went mudding out on the trails in somebody's Jeep, and we shot some guns. And,
I
so
don't
it was
understand.
good.
What is he saying?
It was a good old time. You know, we had a blast. We really did. You know, so it was a good spring break. Got to bond with my family. You know, that's good. All right, next.
Oh, me. Okay. I was in Florida as well, but I went to Harry Potter World. The happiest
Greatest
place
place.
on earth.
dun, dun,
It is so
Okay, I think
awesome.
that's all we can afford.
They've added Diagon Alley now. So when you go, you get park-to-park tickets because Diagon Alley is in Universal Studios, and then you can get onto the Hogwarts Express.
Oh.
That's so cool.
Like
And
legit?
go, yeah,
I like
like
that.
the
Like
the
9
Hogwarts
3/4 and
Express.
all?
Yes, 9 3/4
You
is
run through a
there.
barricade?
Did you
You
run?
run through the
Did you run?
barrier. everything is there, and then it takes you to Islands of Adventure, which is Hogsmeade, and that's where Hogwarts is.
Wow.
And it is the coolest experience,
go.
and I suggest that everybody goes. The people there are the happiest people I've ever met in
It's
my
Harry
life.
Potter World at
No
Disney.
wonder they're
Like,
having
of course.
so
Like, what's the double whammy?
happy.
of
I know
that
it was fantastic, and then I was just on the beach the rest of the time.
Did it cost you much money to go?
So yeah, it
go
costs a
there?
lot of money.
Crap.
Park to park tickets are like $150 for 1 day. Park to
For a
park ticket.
day?
That is crap.
For a day. I know. We should write them a letter.
Harry Potter should be free for all. I do not get big enough tips at the club to afford that $150. I'm sorry. Maybe someday though.
Happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun spring breaks, no?
Yeah,
it was
everyone's
good,
back.
good break, but I'm glad
Yeah,
to be
good.
back.
Yeah.
Leanne's just let me hang
I didn't know who I was going to.
Okay, I can't read you try.
I have missed you guys.
I'm
missed
glad that you're here.
Yeah,
We've
I
got,
am.
we've got so much fun stuff planned. Really, we're dedicating most of the show to what's hot because a lot of stuff has happened over break. And we've got Caroline here, and she's got opinions about stuff. So when
Yeah.
we come back, more with Caroline and what's hot. Don't go away.
ZTV?
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna.
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play.
I love the campus!
And all its lights and sounds.
I love philosophy.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom diada, boom diada.
Boom diada, boom diada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
And we are back with What's Up. That's our show name.
Yes,
With-
it is.
It is.
Did you forget?
Good job,
I did.
Chad.
It was a long
Gold
spring break.
star.
Wow.
It's What's Hot on What's Up. It's a show of What's Hot, really, with special guest co-host Caroline Clay.
Yeah.
So
Here I am now.
she's here now.
Helga took a break.
Helga's gone.
Helga doesn't have opinions on things. She's kind of, she's got a questionable reputation. So. It's Caroline for this
Caroline, yeah.
this time.
Good. Well, we all know I like my television shows. We've talked about this occasionally, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's one show that I'm obsessed with. It just went off the air for the season. Empire. Have y'all watched Empire?
No,
you
but
none of
everyone's
us, none of
talking
us
about
watch
it.
it.
No, it-
I've never heard of it till everyone was tweeting
Empire
about the
is-
finale.
Only him. That's all I've seen.
Now,
that's
I
it.
heard it was fantastic.
It's a fantastic show. It's all on Hulu, all 12 episodes. So go
Isn't
watch it.
Raven on it? That's
Yes,
Raven on it?
that's the Raven song.
Raven?
And here's the funny part. You know, on
Yeah.
the Cosby Show, she played Olivia. That's her character's name on this show. So I
Perfect.
think it's
That's
full
crazy.
circle.
Awesome.
Everything.
That is awesome.
It's connected. Bill
Okay.
Cosby's going to make it.
So what's going on? What's up
That's
with
not
that
the point of the show.
That's-
Okay.
anyway.
Right now, Empire star Terrence Howard, who plays Lucius Lyon, throw something at him like Cookie does. He has some very strong opinions about the N-word, saying that in an interview with Access Hollywood that he wants to drop the stigma surrounding the word and thinks that it would make the show seem more authentic. Some of his quotes in the interview were, quote, Martin Luther King said we should be judged by the content of our character, not by the color of our skin, but we've reverted back into judging each other based on our skin and making excuses because things have happened in our lives. He also went on to say what the N-word meant to him was that it could mean love. Sometimes it's a noun, verb, an adjective. It's all there. There's a spirit attached to it. So do you think he has a point, or should the word make an appearance on network television, or do you think there's so much
I
backstory in it?
don't think the viewers are mature enough
Yeah.
to handle it if they decided to start using it on television. I think some people would be okay with it, but I think that the majority of the people who watch this television show and who watch any type of TV at all, like, I don't think that they're mature enough to handle it, and I think that it would just cause problems.
Yeah.
Well, for me, and I have very specific opinions about this word and just words in general. First of all, I think words are words, and I don't think they have any power unless you give them power. Number one. So I'll preface it by saying that. However, I am never for a word that it's okay for some people to say and not okay for others to say. I don't think that's right. And I know it's not my place to say because I've never been called that word.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and I have never known what it's like to be called that. But I don't think it's right. Like, I could not say that.
No.
Correct.
But someone else can say that, and it's like, oh, it just means my friend. Like, I don't think that's fair. So I'm never for putting that word out there because I think the more we push it into society, the more these stereotypes are still going to be separated.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just think that, with the...
We're perpetuating
Yeah,
it.
exactly. A word like this, and again, like you, I don't know what it's like to be on that end of that show, or that word. But if it's a word like that, or any other word, for example, that reminds other people of negativity, of hate, and of such dark times in our nation's history, that why would you want to bring that up and just throw it out there again like it's nothing and like ignore the past? You can't. I don't think.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
So
What's
keep,
that
keep
saying?
it positive.
Those who don't know the past are doomed to repeat it,
Doomed to repeat
or
it.
something like that. Yeah, I just
And
feel
I think
like
we've got enough situations going on right now with racial profiling and situations. Ferguson, the University of Virginia situation. Oklahoma, the SAE thing. We've got enough issues, and that just is proof to me
We're not ready.
that one, we're not ready. There are people. There are immature boneheads, for lack of a better word, who think the rules don't apply or don't think of other people's feelings, and
We have a lot of controversy right now, and saying something, like that on television, that he's advocating that, is just going to cause more controversy, especially if it comes across to people that may not be able to handle, something like that on television.
Is this word used in movies? It is, isn't it?
It's,
I think
Yes, with the specific
depends-
rating.
the rating.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think
Yes.
it depends also on maybe the movie
Yeah.
premise.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think it's
Yeah,
just
because I think it's in like movies like The Help and like
Yeah.
Django
Django
Unchained and
Unchained.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
stuff like that.
But that's like it's acceptable because it's like showing history.
It's part of the
in
history.
that,
I
so.
think historical content, it's okay. But I want to point out real quick, Ted Cruz has announced that he is running for president. He became the first to formally announce his bid for the Republican nomination. So, thoughts?
I don't think he has a chance against Hill. Sorry,
Really?
I really don't.
Well, I mean, first of all, Hillary Clinton's not announced formally that
she
she's
sure
going to run.
hasn't. No, she hasn't.
But
Waiting on that, Hill. All right.
but a lot of people are saying that there's talk that because he was born in Canada, but his parents are U.S. citizens, that at the time of his birth that he shouldn't be able to run. He did have a Canadian citizenship that he renounced in 2013. So I'm sorry, I don't think of Ted Cruz as the face of the Republican Party. I don't think of him as the one. When I think of Ted Cruz, I don't think of presidential.
If you had to pick another Republican, who do you think? Or who would be your pick?
Really, I liked the Mitt Romney ballot.
Oh, never mind. Okay. To somebody else.
I like that. I think Jeb Bush, his name's been thrown out there. I think a lot of names. It'll be interesting to watch, and it'll be interesting to see it play out. I
Yeah.
think this is a very hot race we're waiting on.
Yep.
So other things are hot too, like other topics. So we're going to take a break and talk about those topics on the other side of this break. So don't go away. This is What's Up on MSU TV, Channel 85. And we are back with Caroline Clay as our special guest co-host. It's so good to have you back.
I'm so happy to be
missed
back.
you.
It's fun.
We've been talking a lot about hate speech and stuff on the show recently, and there's a good example of it that's kind of close to home, I guess.
Definitely.
Kentucky native, Ashland native, actually.
Yeah, did you
Ashley
go to
Judd,
Blazer?
Represent.
Yep.
Yes.
And avid UK fan, like some of us on this panel. This guy. She's pressing charges over some very vulgar tweets directed towards her after she tweeted, quote, "Arkansas is playing dirty against the Cats during the SEC tournament championship game. Now, these tweets are too vulgar, too nasty for us to say on the air, but they did play dirty. Valid point, actually, Jed. But I mean, these tweets were talking about her being sexually assaulted, degraded, raped. I mean, very terrifying
Pictures,
things.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Wow. Pornographic
she's
pictures.
gone on MSNBC. She was on the Today Show saying that she does intend to press charges. She doesn't think anything will be done, but she wants to know this isn't okay. So do you think she has a case, or is this just another example of freedom of speech?
What do you all think before I jump in on this one?
I
mean, I think it's ridiculous that people are saying all that. Like, I don't know how far I would go with like the suing and stuff because it wasn't me. But like Arkansas was playing dirty. I know
There's
every
nothing
single
wrong
UK
with that.
fan was on their Twitter arguing about it. So to attack her about that is just crazy.
It's because she's in the public eye. And here's my thing. I'm not excusing what was said to her. I mean, I've read those tweets. It was horrible what was said to her. But one, that comes with, I think it comes with the price of fame when you're in the public eye. You're under a lot of scrutiny. Also, I got to say this, Ashley Judd, I'm a bigger UK fan because I go to football games.
Ooh. Oh no.
Ooh.
Just
Shots
throw that
fired.
out there.
Oh, wow.
But come on our show and talk about all this stuff. We would love to have you on.
Okay.
Go Cats. Somebody else.
Well, legally, all opinions aside, and I only know this because I worked at the courthouse for so long, so I sat in on a lot of these things, and there are very specific laws when you're relating it to like social media, because you can't prove who typed something. Like,
exactly.
I never thought of that.
You
No, I didn't
cannot. You under law. Even though there's like a sign-in, so you can always be hacked, you can say, oh, well, I wasn't the one that typed it. Even if it was on your account, you cannot prove that unless you have a video or something of someone actually typed. Yeah. But it gets different when it turns into things like terroristic threatening, stuff like that. Then there are other kind of specific laws. Pornographic stuff and rudeness, I don't know. But I feel like she wouldn't pursue it unless there was actually something that she could go on, some kind of law that could back her up.
And I think it's time that we do have a law on that. Again, I think it's something that's very hard to do, especially with social media. I mean, there's so many of us using it. It's hard to police it. But again, I just think a lot of it's just immature boneheads. And
I think it's something like our culture needs to learn. Like, just because you have a screen in front of you doesn't mean it's okay to harass people.
Exactly.
So.
It's true.
Okay, well, moving on. Here's a study done by Boston researchers that have found that chivalry may actually be sexist. In an article on the Daily Mail, opening doors, paying the bill, etc. may actually be called benevolent sexism. And apparently this type of sexism is harder to see because it's often mistaken for being a gentleman. So there's two types of sexism, hostile and benevolent. Hostile, you ban women from sports clubs. You wolf whistle at women.
Wrong.
You are a believer women who claim to want equality actually want special treatment. You didn't say wrong on that one.
Wrong. Sorry.
It's all wrong.
Love topless calendars. Benevolent sexism. What? What?
Yay.
So that's hostile. That's like actual sexism, I think.
Yeah.
Benevolent sexism. You hold doors open for women. You call women love or dear. You offer women their jacket if they look cold.
Unbelievable.
First of all, if you're not smart enough to look at the weather forecast and see that's 32 degrees and you're wearing a top, like a top with
You're
no
still supposed to be
sleeves,
nice.
sorry,
That's
not
not the
sorry,
point. That's
you're
not-
going to be cold.
Chad.
If you're on a date with
Complain
a
about
girl,
being single
if
because
you-
that's it right
That's
there.
why you're single.
That's why.
if you're on a date with a girl, you better offer your jacket.
Yeah, you better, Chad.
I'm just saying. And also,
Exactly.
they say men should make sacrifices to provide for women.
Oh.
Okay, you better open the door for me. And it's not sexist because I open the door for men all the time.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I don't think it has anything
Goes
to do with.
both ways.
Yeah.
Provide for me.
And I don't mind to pay the check or to
give me
split
your
the check.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I'm
bother
totally
me at all.
fine. If you want to do that, if you are taking me out and you want to hold the door open and you want to pay the check and you offer to do these things, then I'm not going to argue. Like, who's going to argue?
Of course you're not going to argue because you get a
Who's
free
gonna
meal
argue
out
with
of
that?
it.
I know, but it would be the same that way.
What if we went out to dinner and I said, "Hey, Chad, I'll pay for you," which I do frequently. So
Because
it's
I
like,
drive you.
and yeah, that's true.
There's
But
nothing wrong with a girl paying the bill.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong
So
with
is
a
that
guy
sexist? Do you
paying-
get offended when a guy when a guy who's like, hey, I got this.
No,
Here's the thing.
because I don't have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Speak up.
If you don't do these things on a first date, you're probably not going to get a second date.
There's my problem.
Yeah.
Correct.
Here is what I think.
Check the forecast.
We have to stop thinking of people as the male role, the female role, these gender roles, because in our progressive society, we don't always have these. You know, there are lesbian couples now, there are gay couples, there are, you know, all transgender, all kinds of gender roles happening in couples. 3 men got married in China the other day. 3 men got married to each other.
Wow.
So, and as long as we keep judging these people and putting these gender roles, well, who's the girl? Who's going to pick up the check? Who's going to hold the door? Then we're just like this inward thing. We're just perpetuating
we're not
these
making
bad
progress.
stereotypes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the sooner we learn that we are people and not girls and boys, the better.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is.
I can pay for the check if I want to.
All right,
Exactly.
hey, you want to go to
But
Malini's
Go
after
right
this?
ahead. I
But
have no
if you
money.
want to be nice,
But
my
if you want to be
pocketbook
nice,
won't-
but I
won't
took Teddy
argue.
to Fazoli's one time. Our cameraman, Teddy. Took
Yeah.
him to Fazoli's. I paid.
Teddy.
Look,
Good friend.
I wanted him a stuffed
You.
animal at Walmart. It was the most difficult thing in my life because it was stuck on the
That's
claw.
romance.
Yeah, I paid for dinner last night.
Yeah,
My
see?
girlfriend pays for me, and
Totally.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Kitty never pays for me.
Oh, Chad.
Maybe you should
kids
offer
about that.
Kitty
That's
your
because you
coat.
won't. Yeah, exactly.
She's got enough fur.
Exactly.
Okay, real quick, NCAA tournament is
Yes.
going on. Middle of March Madness. UK still undefeated. One. Also, this is
Killing it.
funny. There's a new NCAA code for indoor furniture being outside in Lexington during the Final Four, like from the Sweet 16 all the way through to the final game. I guess they're trying to stop couches from being burned on State Street.
Good call.
Clearly.
Yeah,
But what have been
probably.
some big moments for you for the tournament? For the 2 of you that watched as well.
Georgia
I
State.
just-
Georgia State.
Georgia
yeah.
State. I love the underdogs, except for anybody playing UK.
Yeah.
Georgia State. That was
I mean,
fantastic.
we've had 2 number 1s being knocked out.
Just one.
Villanova, or-
Villanova and then Kansas was a 2.
and Virginia was number 2. But
Yeah.
still, like
Virginia,
big
Kansas.
ones like busting brackets everywhere.
Oh, my
And-
I
bracket
love it,
died
love
the
it.
first
My
day.
Final Four is still in it, so I'm just going to keep holding out. UK's going to win.
Yeah.
Fingers
We're all going to go to
Yeah,
Lexington.
they
And if
are.
not, I'm going to cry. So.
Yeah.
My Final Four still.
I got to say, I think it was really sweet. The Notre Dame win over Butler in overtime. It was the same day that Notre Dame's head coach's mother died, and I think that was just really sweet. And he mentioned it in the press conference. I think that was
It's going
really
to give
cool.
them a lot of heart, too.
Yeah, but
Totally.
go Cats. We got to take a break, but when we come back, Caroline is bringing on one of her cast members from Cabaret, so don't miss that. Cabaret?
Cabaret.
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 Don't go away for the Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I have always depended on the kindness of strangers.
And we are back on What's Up with special guest co-host Caroline Clay. And we have a friend of Caroline's, also a cast member, Kelsey, is with us. So, we briefly talked about Cabaret earlier in the show, but tell us, what is Cabaret?
Well, Cabaret is a club inside the play, and that's kind of where you start and where you end up. So, if you want to.
Yeah, it's kind of like Cabaret is a story of the Kit Kat Club in Berlin, Germany in the 1930s when the Nazis were rising to power. So you have to go into the show expecting to be entertained, but also expect to think of there's a story, but it's like social commentary on what's happening at Hitler's rise and the rise of the Nazis. It's very subtle. It's not like, oh, we hate Nazis and Hitler is, well, it's not like that. It's like, it's very subtle, and the swastikas, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's one of the only plays that really does that deals with pre-World War II Germany, which I think is really interesting that it doesn't push it in your face.
So true.
Now, you all have been working on this show for a long time.
Last semester,
I mean,
yeah.
Caroline, when she was still on the show, she was still like, well, I have Cabaret rehearsal now, guys. So
Yeah.
are you glad to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or is it kind of bittersweet?
Well, it's kind of hard right now because we only have a week. A week from yesterday, we open. And Tuesday, we open on Tuesday. And we're not quite ready, which the performers, like Kelsey's great, and I'm great, and we'll be great. But it's like the set's not completely done, the costumes aren't completely done, so it's kind of stressful right now to try to push to
Kind
get
of blinded by things to like be able to settle into it and be like, yes, I'm ready for this.
there. Right. And I hope you all come.
Yes, we're going. We're going as a group.
We'll be there as a group.
How many showings are there going to be?
There's what? Tuesday, Wednesday,
You guys know.
It's like a extra for a kidney.
Yeah.
It's the 31st, 1st of April, 2nd, 3rd, and 2 on the 4th. So we have 6 performances.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At 7:30 every night.
Yeah, and the audience is kind of interactive. We won't really grab you and pull you up on stage, but we will go to
I'm
it,
totally.
Ooh.
So
We'll be
That's
flirting.
where we'll be sitting. That's
So
where
what-
we will be.
So what exactly are your characters in the play?
We are Kit Kat Girls.
Yeah.
We're in the club, and we don't deal directly with a lot of the main characters, the principal characters, but we're there to kind of move the plot along in kind of a side long way, not in your face way, but we kind of illustrate through dancing and through group numbers what the principal characters are going through at the time.
Right.
Okay.
It's like there's a story, and Kelsey and I, it's so cool that we're both on here together because we're the two ladies, and which is a lot of fun. So, like, for instance, the main characters tell the story of what's going on, and at one part, a girl moves in with a guy, which was kind of taboo at that point because they weren't married or anything, so you're not supposed to live together unless you're married. So it's like a taboo sexual relationship. So as soon as that part of the story is told, Kelsey and I come on with one of the boys, the main guy, who the MC is his name, and the three of us do a song about a threesome.
Oh.
To illustrate
So needless
taboo
to say,
facts.
this is a risque.
And
So, I mean, as we
PG-13,
can-
don't bring
Don't
children.
bring this.
Yeah.
Now, we heard earlier you guys have to have accents.
Ja.
Will
Vi
you-
kör
will you
du.
do them?
Oh, ja.
Yeah.
We have been listening to accent CDs and for a very long time.
Ja.
Yeah.
You
Do
want
you,
Oh, that is cool.
do you all think, oh, he's got a German?
I do. I got it. I do not know where it came from.
It's just a lot of like V's instead of W's and
So,
S's.
Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, like V exactly. Just like that. Our first number is called Willkommen, and it's with W, which means welcome.
Yeah.
Well, willkommen, willkommen.
Yeah, and it's actually a lot of different accents in the play. It's a German, there's an English accent, and there's an American, which he didn't have to work too hard on his.
Blaine, he was on the show last semester, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Blaine Roberts. He's the
He's the
American one.
So it's a clash of cultures. So we have to learn.
And we got
like,
French.
Yeah, we have to learn a few
Oh, wow.
different words to incorporate because.
Well, it sounds exciting. We will all be there starting the 31st. So go and see Cabaret.
Go see it.
Back with more on What's Up just after this. And we are back on What's Up, our final minutes with our very special guest co-host, Caroline Blake. I miss you right here.
I miss you too.
It's not the, I mean, these two are all right, but it's
Oh,
hey,
no,
now.
Zara's the best. Zara, look at this one. She's so cute. Look at that one. She's so beautiful. You guys are so beautiful girls.
You do.
And you need to not insult them.
Yeah.
Thank you for having chivalry.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Look, she's being chivalrous.
Female power. Look at
Put it all in.
Right here in the middle.
Okay, scoot over. Scoot down.
Okay,
Full close
thank you for watching What's Up.
Thank you very much.
Come see Cabaret. It opens on Tuesday, the 31st. It closes on Saturday, April 4th. Tickets are free for MSU students or $5 for non-students, adults. And it is at 7:30 every night. 7:30. House opens at 7. Seating is first come, first serve. So you come in, you get your seat, you see the wonderful show.
And you
Yeah,
You will
It's-
not
it's
regret
gonna
it.
be a great
Be
show.
there.
Perfect.
Yes. 2 shows on Saturday, by the way. One at 2, one at 7:30. Come to both of them. Come to all of them.
All of them.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I've
Except
got-
it's quite sad.
It's quite sad
Yes.
and not acceptable for children.
No,
Yeah,
well,
no
yes,
kids.
because you don't want the kid to see the cleavage or the Hitler, like the Nazis. That's
the cleavage?
that's some bad stuff, you know. Nobody
that?
wants to
Yes.
to have their kids there when you're talking about
We
the
don't.
sad
We're gonna
things
have to
like
cover
that.
Austin's eyes. We thank Caroline Clay for coming back to us. We love you.
I see you soon, no?
Yes.
We see, you
Yep.
got to come
Yes.
back before you graduate.
Very
Of
soon.
course.
You got
Of
you
course.
got to come. All right. Until next time. Next week we have President Andrews on our show. So don't miss that. That's a big episode. We're excited for it. But until then, always stop to listen to What's Up. Bye, guys.
Yeah. I don't care much. So, woo, I get wrapped up in my own code.
To learn more about What's Up, go to msutv.net.